College track and field teams had a solid showing at the Terrapin Invitational last Saturday, with the men finishing sixth while the women finished seventh as a team. Who really competed well for you?
Well, on the men's side, we have several All-Americans returning on the men's side, so we feel that those guys can compete against anybody that we go against, and they proved that at the Maryland Terrapin Classic. Greg Taylor had a great meet, runner-up in the 60, and had a great 200. Dejan Lowry, who's been training as a 400 runner more this year with less speed work, did really well in the 300. He was the third place finisher in the 300 amongst all college athletes, and then he came back 20 minutes later and finished third or fourth in the 60 dash. Roland, another All-American for us, finished second in the hurdles. Start needs cleaned up a little bit, but had he had a little bit better start, he would have won that. So those three guys there, that's normal for them. That's nothing that surprised me. Joe Crenshaw, getting him going was good. Getting Dominic McNulty back, he's a former All-American, getting him going this year was good. The men have a lot of talent. It's just a matter of just kind of getting them in better shape and getting their roles assigned a little bit better, finding a better role for some of them. On the women's side, we were without our best sprinter in Elijah Streeter, who's been out with the flu, which I can relate to. And but I thought, I really thought that Courtney Williams, in terms of the freshman, I thought she looked really, really good. She looked sharp. I didn't think really the women's sprinters looked sharp. I thought that Courtney Williams looked sharp. And then I think Jordan Beverly in the weight was really the performance of the entire meet for us. The surprise performance, because she had a PR of 13.89 meters, I believe, in the weight, and she threw almost 16 meters. So I got to give Coach Romaine a tremendous amount of props for what she was able to do with her already this year with a 6-7 foot PR that puts her top 20 in the country right now, and not far off the CAC record. And then, on the women's side, Ashley Morris had a great meet. I think in terms of from top to bottom, all her races that were great. Ashley had a major PR in the 60 dash for her, and then she finished 7th in the hurdles, and she started to look like she did 2 years ago as a freshman when she was the conference champion. And then the freshman for us, Jasmine Brown, who made her debut, which doesn't surprise me how well she did, but I can tell you she can do a lot better. She's just started practicing a week and a half ago. She was out the first semester with some medical issues going on with her. She has those have been resolved, and now she's out there, and I think she was top 6 or top 7 in 4 events. So the women have a lot of talent. They're set up for a nice little showdown at the conference championships, I think.
Okay, awesome. Now, with the Brown Invitational at the Naval Academy this Saturday, what do you expect out of your teams?
Well, what we're going to do at Navy, what we didn't do at Maryland, is Maryland we ran off. We didn't really load our events. Okay. So, our best 200 runners weren't running the 200 at Maryland, or our best 400 guys weren't running the 400 at Maryland. At Navy, because of the events they have your traditional events, whereas Maryland had some non-traditional events with the 300 and the 600 and stuff like that. So when we go to Navy, we'll run our traditional, for the most part, we'll run our traditional lineup. And, you should see our best 400 guys run, our best 400 women run, 200 women run. So I think at Navy, what I'd like to see is just kind of like where we are. That's where it's really going to tell us where we are in our events. I'd really like to see us come out of Navy healthy, to be honest with you. Out of Maryland, we got a little banged up at Maryland. It was our first race of the year. And, we got a little banged up, and training has, been going well. But I'd like to put on a good show at Navy, and maybe win some races, or maybe drop some national elite times would be good. I would like to see our 4x4 relay. On the women's side, I'd like to see them, show some grit and kind of not be afraid to get back out there and run as a unit. I think they're being cautious. And then I'd like to see something kind of develop out of our men's 4x4. We're going to be without Dejan Lowry this week, who is out with injury from the Maryland meet. So, our best 100 to 400 sprinter is not going to be running. We're going to elect to get him healthy. And but I'd like to see what can happen on that men's 4x4 relay. Hopefully Patrick Slosher will step up in there, and we can get McNulty doing the 4x4 relay at some point again this year. The talent is there, but I'd really like to see the women kind of rebound, the women sprinters with Angel Hall and Brianna Artis, Quadira Minus, and then getting Elijah Streeter back this week. We should. So I'd like to see those 4 women start to kind of round into a little bit of form and see their time start to decrease and run to their ability.
Okay, perfect. Well, I can't wait to see what happens. And thank you for your time, Coach. We appreciate it.
Thank you.